I'm gonna try to do this spoil-free, but this being a review, there's very minor things. That said, I'll still tell you before I just say them. Anyway, on to the video. Recently, I've been trying to figure out something. Why is SPYXFAMILY so popular? Aside from the hella advertising I've seen, everyone freaking loves this anime, and I'm among them, I'm not even gonna lie. I've watched through all of it, and holy frick, it's so good. For those who don't know, let me give you the rundown on the plot real quick. A spy, nicknamed Twilight, has to get close to an important leader of a warring country. But the leader happens to be a very private man, so he only appears at certain events at his son's school. But to get into the school, he needs a kid to enroll. And a spouse, because you can't have the enrolling interview without both guardians present. That by itself sounds kinda interesting, right? Well, that's nowhere near all of it. On top of the quickly cobbled together family they have to go along with, it just so happens the mother figure, is an assassin. So she agreed to play the wife role because it'd be a good cover for her business. And Anya, the daughter figure, got adopted by Twilight, aka Lloyd, the spy and father figure. She is completely normal to her adopted parents. But in reality, she's actually an Esper. For those who don't know what Esper means, she's a telepath. But if Lloyd or Yor found out she could read minds and knows their secret, it could make her go back up for adoption and break the whole family apart. And all she's ever wanted was a family. So she also has a secret to keep. Everyone thinks they're fooling everyone else, but in reality, they're the ones being fooled. Except for Anya, because Anya knows all. Anya's the goat. Oh, peanuts. This dynamic makes the whole show such a fun ride throughout it all and makes you be like, uh-oh, is A going to find out about B? And vice versa. It's amazing, and I've never seen a dynamic like it. Throughout the whole anime, I only saw 4 or 5 writing flaws. That is freaking amazing. A couple iffy interactions throughout 13 23-minute episodes is virtually nothing. Now I know what you're thinking. Yeah, the writing's good, but the animation is mid, right? Wrong. Factually incorrect. The animation is as good as the writing in my opinion. All of the characters have mannerisms that match with their personalities. They're super expressive with their faces. It doesn't have a lot of huge fight scenes, so a lot of the budget probably went towards nailing natural character expression. That said, the very few fight scenes that are in it look great too. The humor in this show is hilarious. You know when you watch a comedy anime from overseas, and sometimes, if not most of the time, it just ends with, huh, that's funny? This show doesn't do that. I'll assume you know this, but in case you don't, Japan thinks completely different things are funny, and it can come across as kind of weird to Americans or Canadians. One of the keys to comedy is understanding, and the vast majority of the jokes are written in tandem with the plot of the situation they're in, which is pretty easy to understand, so you can actually understand what a funny situation looks like and what an uncomfortable situation looks like. Anya is the main character, the daughter, and she's probably like 60% of the comedy in the whole show. And like I said in the animation part of this video, she's expressive as frick. She can be all smiley, tired, cute, whatever this is, whatever this is, whatever this. And her writing is honestly really good. A lot of animes portray anyone from like 3 to 10 way more mature than what they'd probably actually be, but for Anya, it isn't like that. She draws like a 6-year-old, she misspeaks a lot, she plays pretend with stuffed animals, she plays with her parents. She's always trying to be better in and out of school, so her dad's mission and mom's secret will be hidden and successful. But at the end of the day, she's 6, so not every attempt to be better actually works. And because it doesn't always work, it makes it that much more believable. They made a child character that captures the essence of childlike innocence. And freaking good on them, honestly, because I feel like with how many animes don't do that, it must be really difficult to do. There's a few spoilers for this bit, so be warned. Yor is the motherly figure, and an assassin. But unlike a lot of assassins in anime, offing people isn't her only personality trait. She's super protective for one. She didn't have her parents growing up, but she did have her little brother. So she's like, alright, I gotta take care of him somehow. So she started assassinating and got better and better at it, and is now so good at it, she could go toe to toe with the world's greatest spy and probably win. Her personality is kind of aloof and nervous most of the time, but she's serious when she needs to be. Her main goals is to try to be a better wife to Lloyd and be a better mother to Anya. And, you know, keep the assassin thing hidden. Lloyd is the most serious character in this show. He's the main plot driver, spy, and father figure of the family. We don't get practically any backstory for him throughout the season, but knowing his position and profession, I think it makes a lot of sense for us to not know a lot about him. Him being serious and lukewarm towards everyone underneath plays into the writing, though. He considers the adoption, the marriage, everything in his new life as simply part of the job. That said, even though he doesn't truly love his fake, quote-unquote, family, throughout the whole season, you get to see him unwind from his job and become more and more comfortable and loving towards Anya and Yor. This show makes sure to remind you, Lloyd hasn't been a parent, and has almost no experience with kids. But regardless, Lloyd and Yor both try hard so they can keep their cover. So in return, they become better parents, spouses, and people in general throughout the season. Throughout the whole season, you actually see all of them grow closer, and it's so cute, honestly. It's just wholesome, dude. I think a lot of media portrays parenting, having a kid, and even being married sometimes as something that's such an awful idea. If you were to really think of a kid in some media, that being TV, anime, movie, whatever. 9 times out of 10, their trope is going to be either whiny and complaining, or smarty pants and annoying. Take Stranger Things, for example. The creators actually cared enough to make all of the characters, not just the older ones, fleshed out and interesting. And because of that, mostly everyone loves it. What I'm trying to get at is, if there's a future writer watching this, please put effort into all the characters. Don't just have them going around being all, I'm a ninja. Like, okay, that's not going to be annoying in the slightest. Very rarely do I hear talk about the upsides of parenting, and in SPYXFAMILY, they give you that. Yes, they sometimes have a plot throughout the episode that's super high stakes, but at the end of every episode, they go back home and live the simple life of having a spouse, having a kid, and taking care of them. And at the end of the day, what more can you ask for? There's a quote that says, patience is a virtue. And speaking to the fans, and even the development team, hell, we need to give them all the time in the world for Season 2. I saw that Season 1 got finished, and there's already a Season 2 trailer that's been out for like a week or 2, or maybe even 3, I don't know when this video is going up. And I kind of got scared upon seeing it, I'm not gonna lie. There are so many Season 2 follow-ups that are just so mid that I've been hearing about. Be it Shield Hero, Promise Neverland, One Punch Man, and I really don't want a repeat, especially for this series. This anime is a treat to watch. It'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry, and it gives you that warm and fuzzy feeling you sometimes just need. The animation, the writing, the character depth, and the characters themselves are all great. I'd probably give it a 9 or a 10, one of my top 3 animes this year, right next to Vampire in the Garden and Demon Slayer Season 2. This has been my review for SPYXFAMILY, but I'm curious to see what y'all think down in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all next upload. Bye.
Get excited.